The group stage. 18 teams earned a place in Vancouver for the International, but only 16 are destined to face off on the main stage. The first 2 days of Dota brought many surprises.
The battle for the Aegis is on, and it's Matu snatching the Aegis.
The 4 black hole on the 4, they caught them all. Everybody's gone, triple kill.
Coming into day 3, the upper bracket spots were still up for grabs, and the battle in pursuit of them was fierce.
Could it be a triple rampage? Yes, it could! A triple rampage for Army!
You gotta be kidding me.
2 open qualifier teams, Evil Geniuses and VGJ Storm, defied the established order early, seizing control of the groups from the very first day. But only VGJ Storm maintained their lead and guaranteed themselves a spot in the upper bracket by just the end of day 3. Defending champions Team Liquid were the victims of the most lopsided loss seen at the tournament this year.
Now the cleanup happens as Liquid lose for 39-1. Have we ever seen Liquid lose a game this bad?
But conceding that game seemed to light a fire beneath them, which drove them to a close to flawless run to the top spot. Unprecedented pressure, unforgiving opponents and nerves can often muzzle an otherwise fierce underdog. Day 4 for TI's first Brazilian squad was perhaps where said pressure struck.
Behind King RD, he's dead for 40 seconds. Tombo's dead as well. That's going to be the hopes. It's just one after another, and Pain Gaming are going to be eliminated here at the International 2018.
CIS qualifiers win streak, contrary to their namesake, were left with the threat of elimination resting on their last series of the groups. OG. A house name in Dota stood between them and their first main stage experience. A spectacular performance with their backs against the ropes gave them that chance.
They've already taken the fight against OG, now they come back with a 3-man surprise! OG, what did you expect out of that?
A convincing 2-0 tiebreaker over IG cemented it. Optic Gaming was another team who became all too familiar with the perils of the group stage.
They've got the damage. Pyca's can OBKB, no escape. Pyca, he's dead for 110 seconds.
But an undefeated run on day 4 took them from the fear of elimination to being within arm's reach of the upper bracket. A 3-way tie. Newbie, Secret, and Optic. The idea? 3 best-of-1s between the tied squads. The reality? 2 quick games of Dota that crushed Newbie's chances of another upper bracket run. As the last throne fell, our main event bracket was set. Now each team knows their next opponent, but little else is certain, except that the Aegis of Champions awaits in Rogers Arena.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Vancouver. For the very first time in history, the International comes to you live in Canada.
Welcome to the International!
The defending champions Team Liquid face Team Optic for the first match of the day.
PPD, not again, not like this. He's going to be jumped, lassoed back, and the Crystal Maiden is mauled. And CCNC, the triple kick, G8, G-God, so good, triple kill for Miracle. And that really is probably the game. They're in fact doing it. GG call for Optic Gaming.
Liquid dominates Optic in 2 games and begin their climb to another Aegis. Two of the tournament's favorites clash head-on. It's PSG LGD versus VP. Somnus certainly stepped up his game.
The world and maybe going right for the initiation as well. The black hole hits onto nothing. LGD potentially has an opening here. They don't have buyback, Trent. They are losing this tier 3 tower. The only heroes alive are the Enigma and the Bane, and they're calling for the tier 4 towers. PSG LGD.
After stealing game 1 from VP, PSG LGD gained the momentum of the whole series and took it 2-0. In the first elimination series, we are treated with 2 of the most unpredictable teams, and thus the game is truly 50-50.
And he's got some bastions. Supernova already going down. He does manage to get the bastions coming in, but it's not enough to be able to win that fight.
Serenity.
After a decisive Roshan fight, Serenity held their lead and sent Fnatic home. Up next, frequent rivals of Southeast Asia face off for a spot to move on.
TNC have opened up the map, so if they win one team fight, that'll just be a high ground for them. And that
coming in from behind with the double damage. This could be chaos. It's 4 dead from TNC.
Mineski staves off elimination but remains to fight on. TI8 runner-up Newbie begins their run in the lower bracket against Windstrike, in a game that'll turn out to be the most grueling match of the day.
The arrow does come through. It's going to hit onto Roche. It's only going to help them here. Newbie's got to get in now if they want to do something about this. And SCCC looks to come in. Straight in. Newbie get the Roche shot, but Iceberg gets the Aegis. Buybacks there from Windstrike will allow them to come out on top.
Windstrike shows resilience in the face of Titans and makes a short end of Newbie's promising run at TI. The final game of the day features the sister teams of Vici Gaming and VGJ Thunder.
BKB's out from Sylar, but he can't find a target. He has to try and retreat somehow, but he's been used up. Ori with the setup into the light strike way on the side. There's the Echo. Lanham! Lanham's in with the Echo Slam, gets them all!
Absolutely.
After claiming an early set of racks, Vici Gaming overwhelms VGJ Thunder and claims victory. Open qualifiers VGJ Storm and OG each defied the odds in the group stage before meeting in battle for the first matchup of the day.
He'll think about diving in for this one. This guy is crazy. He's going to find the kill to Noto. Time lapses away. Double kill for Rezo. Ana, still the one that they need to deal with. He is so hard to kill. They do find the real one, and they get the Ice Path as well. Ana starting to fall. Rezo gets the kill.
Underdogs OG weathered VGJ Storm's constant onslaught, and with the help of Ana's Phantom Lancer, snatched victory in a stunning Game 1 reversal.
There's no buyback on 3 of these heroes, and OG streaming forward. Ana going to take a lane of barracks.
OG lead by a game to 0. The winner claims a top 6 finish, guaranteed.
You don't want to commit so many onto the Venno, but if you can't get any abilities off, it might be enough. The Winter's Curse, though, to turn it back around. Great play. They're all caught in it. The Light Strike Array onto 4. There's the ulti as well coming from the Venno. They get the sun off, but it's not going to last. They turn onto Rezo, get the bash, find the kill. MSS also in trouble as all of VGJ Storm
Seizing upon their sudden momentum, OG rolled in Game 2, dropping VGJ Storm in their first series on the main stage. Next came a series featuring 3 former champions on EG in secret.
Over towards Fly, protects himself inside the Supernova, trying to reach him, but the 3-man stun! Jamail hits them all!
Arteezy's Ursa was dominant from the outset for EG.
Arteezy looks for the kill on mid one, 9-1 charges available, waveform in a second, but Morphling locked down, controlled and murdered!
But Game 2 would not be so easy.
The top lane is pushing in. Does Team Secret take the racks and back out? Can they do it in time? 25 seconds before Samael is back to the world of the living. They have to take the melee racks right now. It's so low on life. And there it is. Team Secret, a full mid raxing, but they're going for more. They're going up for the top lane of racks. Sparta tries to send his ground. He'll go down, but Samael is here. Samael, the defender. He will hold him and kill him. A double kill. The call down. Clip Puppy on the edge. Team Secret, did you just overstay your welcome?
After a back and forth 50 minutes, the boys in blue secure a top 6 finish and set up a grudge match against OG. Lower bracket teams like Optic and Serenity face the constant pressures of elimination. But a confident Optic squad rode CCNC's near-perfect Storm Spirit to a Game 1 victory.
XCJ on the side, CCNC zips into the middle of all 3 of them, looking to drag PYW in with a Vortex Ice Path from people. He catches the 2 of them. Triple kill on the Storm, as Optic will continue to hold the lead.
In Game 2, Serenity drafted a lineup of their signature heroes.
Zai is just setting up so much here. They have 2 of their cores down bottom ganking this Nyx Assassin while there's a fight going on around the Roche pit. It almost feels like they need a gem because of how obnoxious Zai's being.
It was Zai's monster play on Nyx Assassin that led the way for Optic en route to a 2-0 sweep. Virtus Pro have something to prove in their series against Mineski if they hope to overcome their struggles on the main stage.
And to get the Reaper Scythe on him, that is a big-time kill. Mineski has control of the mid lane and should be able to take the mid tower fine. So, very beautiful overgrowth there from Roger in the back lines. Does manage to control of all these heroes. Ramsey's focused down, Moon turns, and now Ice is going to die a second time.
They barely scrape by Mineski, outlasting the Southeast Asian squad in a buyback-filled final fight.
A little bit more. Oh,
Mushi's gone.
He tried to come in and bail out his heroes, and Mushi's dead. Down for 2 minutes, 90 seconds on Moon. Ice coming up next. He'll die. Just focused down from the swap every single time by Ramses. Virtus Pro, one big fight is all they needed.
Game 2 would be Mineski's last in the tournament, as no one's clinks proved unkillable.
Comes no one to Ramses. And Moon
Here's the sandwich.
Got no mana whatsoever. Ice doesn't have a second life either. The Blade Mail will not stop no one from claiming that life. Now Moon.
He's gotten bashed.
He's gone. Bashed up. He has to jump away 4 HP. Is that what he's going to live on? Ramses is so close. The silence. Off. He can't jump away. Ramses wipes the rest of Mineski.
Oh, what a disaster for Mineski.
The final Southeast Asian team are eliminated, and Virtus Pro live to fight on. It was do or die for VGJ, Storm, and Windstrike, a single series standing between each team and elimination. No stranger to the pressures of the lower bracket, Resolution and his Drow Ranger led VGJ Storm to a Game 1 win.
Out in front, the 2-person gust, the Pit-a-Malice follow-up. Look at the damage coming out as they've got Silent again. No, if you're trying to take away Resolution from the fight.
No answers there for the Drow line of VGJ Storm.
But it was a second Drow draft in Game 2 that would eject Windstrike from the tournament. Despite strong lanes by the CIS squad, VGJ Storm dominated team fights, kindling hopes for a lower bracket run. Next, two veteran teams, Secret and VG Gaming, would find themselves in a fight for their tournament lives. Laudanum's Earthshaker rose to the challenge, sending a back-and-forth brawl VG's way.
Hang on, mid one, hang on, you did this before. He's thinking about doing it again. Side of Fist with the Searing Chains. Last Ray tries to buy space, but mid one's dropping quickly. He needs more time. Manasel, another Side of Fist, but the jump up. Oh! Hits the target!
VG's Game 2 draft would feature 4 of the same heroes. But Secret's adjustments had them ready for the challenge, and they took VG's high ground after just 30 minutes. Forcing the first Game 3 of the tournament, Secret leveled up their play. After another 30-minute beatdown, Vici was left defeated. Team Secret took the day. In the upper bracket, two TI favorites squared off for a classic showdown of East meets West. PSG LGD's Somnus pulled off one of the best solo performances in TI history.
It happens again.
He's gonna steal the stack.
He's gonna steal this entire stack. But Kill, he has so much thirst, and Crow's getting lower and lower. Liquid have to be careful with this engagement to try and go for the rupture. Toss coming in with the Fissure, stopping him from being able to relocate out. That was a beautiful hit. Mind Control comes in a bit too late, fighting into a Blade Mail. He's gonna try and finish off Somnus, but double kill for Somnus. He is not letting Liquid come back into this game too.
With a final line of 16 kills and 0 deaths, his Bloodseeker brought PSG LGD one step closer to ultimate victory. The final series of the day was perhaps the most anticipated, as fans could sense a growing rivalry between Evil Geniuses and OG.
The Tornado coming in from the side, just managed to catch him pretty low. They're moving into the pit. There's the black hole coming out under the two of them. They've lost the bench. The Roshan still being focused.
Thompson's Invoker created absolute chaos for EG.
Can he keep this man alive, though? He doesn't have the black hole backup. You have an Anna with a big gust sending him back. Tornado, Thompson, he's in with the back of the beach. Deadly Blast coming down. Thompson with the save. Gets both of them. Thompson Invoker doing it big time on the main stage. As the Fisher projects, it sets up for another. The Cold Snap Spirit Vessel, no tell, he comes in to join the party. And Game 1, OG, they absolutely crushed it, 32.
OG started fast in Game 2, looking to end EG's upper bracket hopes quickly.
Counter there, the curse, stopping the chance for Fly to hold himself in place. As there's the tip.
Oh, the tip from...
They're coming out. No Tail's feeling pretty good about himself.
But just when all seemed lost for the North American favorites, EG rallied behind S4's Enchantress and dashed OG's early hopes of a sweep.
They'll snowball forward onto S4, but OG, they've only got 3 left alive. Thompson's going straight for the TV out of the charge. Quick gets the kill. No time, that is one of the Jacks. EG hold.
We have a series on our hands, tied 1-1 between these two teams, and Evil Geniuses brings back the win in Game 2 as we get ready for a Game 3.
In Game 3, Sumail ascended to godlike status as Evil Geniuses hunted OG's cores without mercy.
Sumail in, straight away, finishes off the kill. And he's not quite done yet. Sumail jumps in, Avalanche, toss, free where he gets at it. Trying to hide in the trees, but Sumail and S4, they're hunting, they're finding. Sumail with the triple kill.
But OG bent without breaking to take the last match of the day.
Crit's looking for a play too, looking for the swap.
Anna, Manta tries to dodge it off, does manage to back off. Hard Teasy actually gets tossed in by Sumail there. Oh. OG now feel like they can maybe try and take this fight, but Sumail is in. Taken out with a homing missile, they'll get Arteezy. Can they get anything more? They're able to find Tiny, they're able to find Fly, the buyback hard from Anna. There's 4 dead on EG, 3 of them don't have buyback. They're on to the Ancient, they're beating him down at a pace that EG can't compare to. GG is cool. OG win the series 2-1 against Evil Geniuses, knocking EG down to the lower bracket.
OG stand just one step from the grand finals, their dreams of claiming the Aegis almost within reach. Optic Gaming faced daunting opponents in Virtus Pro, a team they hadn't defeated in 6 months. Only one could move on. With a well-timed final pick Huskar, CCNC was absolutely unkillable.
CCNC, just live breaks forward, looking to break the back of Virtus Pro.
Optic took Game 1 with ease. Game 2 would find Ramses on his signature Broodmother.
The reinforcements have arrived. BKB from Ramses, 33, can't even get the lasso! He never got the control!
And Virtus Pro looked unstoppable as they forced Game 3. The final battle would be a bloodbath.
They were caught inside, but no one. As I said, that combo's already back up. You'll take CCNC. One core after the other falls to no one's fists.
No One's Tiny crushed Optic's chances, pushing Virtus Pro onward to face off against EG. Next, Team Secret and VGJ Storm battled for survival. But Secret had a card up their sleeve.
It's mobile anyway, even if you counter it.
Could be Meepo. It's a Meepo.
They've got range Raxes left in mid and...
They rode Ace's last pick Meepo to resounding Game 1 victory. Game 2 wouldn't be so easy. Both teams scraped and clawed to gain an advantage.
But now they terrorize into the Stone Gaze. What a beautiful combination. VGJ Storm. Here comes Yapstor, laying damage into Resolution. He needs 2 more swipes. 1 more. The body block that you want. The long range toss. They get him with Ace. He's dead. No buyback. Only Sneak he can do it now.
Team Secret overcame Resolution's Divine Rapier on Medusa to steal victory and a 2-0 sweep. In the final series, Virtus Pro matched up against their second North American opponent of the day, this time EG.
And the Storm Spirit does come out. We're in for a treat this game.
But immediately blink out from Tiny is there. Sumail zips forward, give the quick and easy Bloodstone charge, and he'll get it. For Roger at the side, the spitter as well. It's out of there with Sumail! In with the zip, gets the double kill!
Sumail's signature Storm Spirit overwhelmed Virtus Pro in Game 1. Game 2 started in VP's favor.
Arteezy does not have lead for a couple of seconds. There's the toss from Pasha, right click from Solo. Sumail has the concoction turn, gets the stun off, and Sumail will go down.
They've got 11 kills already.
Avalanche combo comes out. Can he get out of this one? Samel, he's falling pretty low. He can it again, fly with the bounce of the J+. 9 HP. Lives on 10 HP, 8 HP.
But EG held strong behind a beastly alchemy.
He's dying.
But EG are finding the base. They're finding no one. They're on top of him.
They call it GG.
Evil Geniuses will knock Virtus Pro out of the competition.
EG moved one step closer to the Aegis. Former teammates on multiple TI squads, captains Puppy and Kuroki led Team Secret and Liquid against each other in a do-or-die best-of-3.
Yeah, so we're up on the high ground. He takes them both.
It was a slugfest between two heavyweights.
They're trying to take him down, but the stomp is going to be there again. Yapster jumps in. Mid-1 as well. They're taking them all down. GH in trouble as Mid-1 smells blood and finds the kill. 40 minutes into this game, and Mind Control jumps forward. The Cataclysm eliminating Puppy. Now Mid-1 left alone. There's going to be the Cataclysm again. A stun, caught, killed. Secret, they never stood a chance.
Looking poised and mistake-free, Liquid rebounded from their upper bracket loss, eliminating Secret to earn a showdown with EG. In the upper bracket final, an unstoppable PSG LGD squared off against a surprising contender, OG.
Does know what Ame is up to. Kind of looks like he's baiting it.
With the help of Thompson, OG erased PSG LGD's high ground defenders to take game 1. But PSG LGD turned to their superstar mid-Somnus to force a game 3.
FY,
maybe.
Take it back. He actually goes down, but deep inside the base. Somnus is looking to end this. 4 heroes gone, and now OG realized the horrible truth. LGD, they jump in deep, traveling after step, all dust up, nowhere to hide, just to place the TP out. A stun's available.
The final match would become a race against time.
Shaker, he's bouncing around. Hawkshot, she stuns on the way through. ES is gone. No buyback to Marvel. Have LGD done it? Thompson and Anna on the defense duty fortification. 5 heroes around. The bubble is there, protecting the melee racks. Anna.
Sunder.
By once begin the Sunder. Switches to life. Army's back up to full health. LGD, they're going for the GG push. They're going after the tier 4 towers. OG, they have to hold the line. They have the numbers. Seven from the side with the Dagon Army, but no. Sunder is back up. It is there. LGD want this now. Thompson is down.
Oh, there it is.
Forward. There's your slam. There's the dunk. There's the play. Jirax, the savior of OG. Onto FY, the leap out, the fissure is available. Is there a follow-up? Thompson is there. They push forward. They get the control, and they're bringing FY down. LGD with 4 heroes who do not have buyback. OG, they are gonna push. Now coming through the mid, taking the tier 3 tower.
They might be able to get the whole
going for
thing.
tier 4s now. LGD, my how the tables are turned. OG are going for the tier 4s. This is the game. LGD have nothing left. OG have done it. It goes the distance. It goes to 3. The roster was shattered into pieces. They pull it back, and they've reached the grand final.
In the lower bracket, Liquid and EG were all that stood between each other and a chance to play on the International's 6th and final day.
Why? Bit by bit, the Chaos Knight is coming.
Really out of position here, though.
But now he's going to be slowed down. But now Samel, he actually gets a 3-second stun. Miracle
One more
takes the
swing.
but no, he jumps away, trying to get out. Miracle has one more reality rift. Finally just manages to spot him. Samel jumps a little bit farther. One hit. That's all he needs. It's the bolt that claims him. Miracle dies, but he does manage to get the kill onto Samel first.
The fights in the first match were already chaotic before Miracle's Divine Rapier purchase.
To relocate. Maybe they set a trap here, EG. If they're fast enough, this is the Divine Rapier. Here comes the zip.
the jump in. They're going to try and blow up GH.
Here goes on his own now.
He's now going to be left alone with the Divine Rapier. He's dead. A smoke gank by Evil Geniuses. It doesn't happen at the Roshan pit.
They were so
set
smart.
The trap.
They're still sticking around the area. There's no buybacks on their side. There's Miracle off
another
the BKB.
long, but now the terrorize off the pull in thanks to the negative step through the chain. Frost bounces back and forth. They are both dead. And that's it. Game 1 will be taken by Evil Geniuses in 64 minutes.
Game 2 would feature one of the best Dark Willow performances of the tournament.
Brambles actually snagged him. Immediate TP out from G8.
Hero is. Look at this G8.
That Bedlam doing so much damage. Crit does it again.
The same
G8.
spots.
He's got to know there's a ward here now, but the curse ground. Matamaban, he was already low. Now he's going to be hit by the curse
This would be
ground.
a
The
huge
Bedlam
streak.
down the Shadow Realm. A big time streak. Picked up by Crit.
Vexing Liquid's lineup, Crit's amazing teamfight contributions enabled EG to claim a 2-0 sweep.
Miracle's gone. GG is called.
Without an invite to the tournament, OG underwent a roster shuffle that saw 2 new players join the team. It meant a grueling path through the open qualifiers to even reach the international.
They've already taken the fight against OG. Now they come back with a 3-man surprise. OG, what did you expect out of that?
At first, they struggled in the group stage, but a 6-2 final run helped secure a 9-7 fourth place finish and a trip to the upper bracket. On the main stage, Group B winners VGJ Storm were ready. They drew first blood and kept on rolling. But riding the play of the newly returned Anna, OG weathered the unrelenting pressure. In a sudden reversal, they obliterated VGJ Storm to take Game 1.
Position to get themselves some of these objectives. There's no buyback on 3 of these heroes. And OG streaming forward. Anna going to take away the barracks.
OG lead by a game to 0.
Game 2 began in OG's favor, and with another big showing from Anna, they held that momentum, taking the game at a 2-0 series.
They turn on Lorenzo, get the bash, find the kill. MSS also in trouble as all of VGJ Storm fall.
Next up, it was a grudge match versus Evil Geniuses. The series started with a bang by Thompson's Invoker.
Thompson goes forward for now. Jerax jumps forward. The Fisher, the Cold Snap, the Spirit Vessel. He just does so much. Thompson finds the double kill.
Game 2 also looked like OG's to win as they opened a lead with an aggressive lineup. But EG showed classic TI resilience to spoil the sweep.
Quick gets the kill. No doubt that is one of Jerax. EG Hall.
We have a series on our hands, tied 1-1 between these two teams.
In the final game, EG tried to smash OG's defenses, which bent but did not break.
OG now feel like they can maybe try and take this fight, but Somali's in. Taken down with a homing missile. They'll get Arteezy. Can they get anything more? They're able to find Tiny. They're able to find Fly. The buyback hard from Anna.
Oh, boys, I think we did it. I think we fucking
Anna's clutch buyback haunt wiped out the enemy and earned OG a spot in the upper bracket finals.
OG win the series 2-1.
There, OG took on PSG LGD with a spot in the grand final at stake. OG and Thompson erased PSG LGD's high ground defenses to take a 1-game lead. But PSG LGD turned to Somnus's superstar Storm Spirit in the second match to force a Game 3.
And White, maybe take it back. He actually goes down, but deep inside the face. Somnus is looking to end this.
In the final clash, Ame's Terrorblade was monstrous, and in a buyback-fueled push, PSG LGD threw all their heroes at the OG throne.
There's your slam. There's the dunk. There's the play. Jerax, the savior of OG.
With the help of Jerax's Earthshaker, OG barely held on, storming across the map on a victory push of their own.
LGD have nothing left. OG have done it.
Underdogs at the start of the tournament, OG have crushed all the favorites, riding high on their way to the grand final. PSG LGD arrived at the International on the strength of a top 3 finish in the Dota Pro circuit. They found little trouble in their group stage.
Could it be a triple rampage? Yes, a triple rampage for Army.
You gotta be kidding me.
Taking games off each team, except for a 0-2 set against Evil Geniuses to finish 11-5. Third in Group A and good for the upper bracket. On the main stage, their first opponent would be DPC standouts Virtus Pro, whose success in the world's biggest tournaments made them a team to be feared.
They won Ame here as well. There's no rotations coming.
Oh, good gust there, but might be in a little bit of trouble now as they chase him down further. The toss forward, they throw out the tree, every dang thing. But now there's another black hole. They're slowly going forward for more, and LGD are willingly walking into them.
But despite dropping into an early hole, Somnus and PSG LGD stood firm.
The only heroes alive are the Enigma and the Bane, and they're calling for the Tier 4 towers.
Stunning Virtus Pro in Game 1 and making a sudden push for the throne. In Game 2, they maintained the momentum.
The Thunder, it's coming. They've got it. No one in trouble and dead yet again. LGD running over the corpses of Virtus Pro.
Building a massive lead to drop VP into the lower bracket.
And GG is called.
That was an emphatic victory. Look, it says it all in Solo's face. What just happened?
The next challenge would come against defending champions Team Liquid, but PSG LGD's FY and Somnus weren't about to bow to history, determined instead to create some epic moments of their own.
Challenge, no mana required. I think this one up Burrow's up next. PSG LGD have effectively wiped Liquid in 2 parts of the map.
It is absurd how well this team is playing right now.
Fighting into a plate mill, he's going to try and finish off Somnus. Double kill for Somnus. He is not letting Liquid come back into this game too.
That was an emphatic statement win, 2-0. They made it look easy every step of the way.
Just like that, PSG LGD overwhelmed another contender. Facing the only 2 teams to outperform them in the DPC season, they didn't drop a single game. But in the upper bracket final, PSG LGD ran headlong into upstarts OG.
Forward, chasing up to Anna, but with a call down and the flag cannon, Somnus cannot repel firepower of that magnitude.
Despite spectacular individual performances from Somnus, FY, and Ame, PSG LGD fell just short in a 3-game series, dropping the set 1-2 and falling from the upper bracket.
LGD has nothing left. OG have done it. It goes the distance. It goes to 3.
But that wouldn't be the end of their story. Facing a determined EG squad in the lower bracket finals, PSG LGD would not be denied.
This is looking like it's going to be it as Sumail, last one alive for the team, dead again. And GG LGD are moving on to the grand final.